Welcome to The More You Know, The Better It Tastes. I'm Alan Williams, and my business partner, Susie Lafredo, is off today, but I'm here, and I have a very special guest. I'm glad to have him. I have Adam Lampinstein. Adam is the owner of the Hayden. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Is it Steen or Stein?
Steen.
It goes back to the old Young Frankenstein. Was it? Remember,
right,
it's Frankenstein.
Steen, yeah.
So it's Stein.
Steen.
Lampinstein. It is Steen. Lampinstein. All right. So I'm trying to open up my laptop, my tablet right here, but the Hayden is located where?
4025 Broadway.
There you
Street
go.
In kind of Alamo Heights, right across from Incarnate Word.
Yeah, a little bit south of Hildebrand, maybe a block south.
Yeah.
Of Hildebrand.
Just right there. Exactly.
Yeah, it is a wonderful, wonderful diner. Has some really incredible food. And we're going to get into the food in a little bit, but glad that you're here to talk about this today. How long have you been there?
So we've been open 4.5, coming up on 5 years.
5 years, wow. So you opened up right in the middle of COVID.
Right in the middle of COVID, yeah.
Hey, that's not easy.
It was a while for everybody. Obviously, it was a wild time, but you try to find a silver lining. So we had a very long, soft opening. I
like that. Yeah,
right. A very long soft. We got a lot of overqualified bartenders. Because the bars were closed. We got a lot of really good craft cocktail bartenders because they couldn't work and people were getting kind of the government subsidy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to work and do something, but they didn't really care how busy we were or how much they were making. So we got some really good people.
Mm-hmm. That's the good side of it.
That was a good side of it. Then obviously once all the bars open, you lose them because that's not what they wanted to, where they wanted to be. But gave you time to kind of get your feet underneath you and figure your stuff out.
Yeah. Why did you decide that you want to open a diner?
I'm an old soul. I mean, I'm 46, but I mean, even as a kid, I mean, I always liked classic things, and I was never really into video games, and I don't know. I was weird. I mean, I was my mother had a catering company. I always I love to travel, and I love food, and I love different cultures, and I had a restaurant.
Where did you grow up at?
So I grew up in Dallas, North Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to college, University of Kansas, and got a degree in marketing advertising. Did that for a handful of years. And then I ended up hooking up with the program through the Rotary Club. It was like a group study exchange for business. And so I went to Norway for 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Which was amazing. We stayed with families, you learned about their business, and you presented about industry that you worked in. I was in advertising at the time. And I just kind of what makes me happy? And I just learn about the food and the culture, and we fished, and we'd I was just this is what I really enjoy. In hospitality, I've always loved taking care of people. I mean, I was a dude in the college fraternity that would wake up after a keg party at night and would make breakfast for everybody. People were rolling out of their bed, and girls have the walk of shame, and I'm hey, stay. I made
pancakes.
I made muffins. I was that guy.
Yeah.
And so I've always just loved taking care of people. I've just always just had it in me. And so I had a restaurant in El Paso called Ripe Eatery. Anybody that ever lived in El Paso? It's still there, kind of on the west side of El Paso, and sold it. And my wife was from Juarez, Mexico. She got a job in San Antonio teaching. And we came down here, and I'm I just love diners. I love travel. I love old school diners. And there was not any place that I could feel like a local, kind of where I lived. And a lot of good people opened up diners, in New York, for example, a lot of Greek diners, because a lot of Greek immigrants opened up diners, and a lot of Jewish people opened up delis, and kind of wanted to put my spin on a diner. And so I wanted to do a tighter menu and do a little bit more of a chef. I had gone to culinary school after I came back from Norway. I moved to Austin, went to culinary school, and I have that part of me. So I wanted to kind of marry my love of kind of growing up in Dallas and going to there's awesome bagel places and getting, bagels and lox and pastrami, and my mom was an amazing cook, and we had potato latkes and applesauce and all that kind of stuff, and marry that with kind of an old school diner.
This just came to my mind. What is the difference between pastrami and corned beef?
Steaming. Smoking and steaming. So corned beef is kind of boiled, I guess you could say. So they're both brined, and then
they're
one
both
is
briskets, right?
They're both brisket, yeah. And then people use different cuts. People use beef navel. Like Katz's in New York, I think uses a beef navel cut, and so but we use brisket here. We wanted to be as close to kind of a barbecue. Yeah, it's got a lot of marbling, a lot of fat, real tender. So yeah, it's It's
So
brined.
by the way, we'll get into the menu, but you do make an amazing pastrami. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a long process. But yeah, I mean, the product that comes out great, and that's what, do it, like a lot of places. You have a huge menu, then over time you kind of will it down a little bit and, do what you do and do it really well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what people, I think, respect.
Yeah. But I'm like you. I love a diner. I like a place you can get breakfast all day. I like a place that you can, have a good sandwich, but also get a whole plate of something if that's what you want to. I love that feel. I love to sit at the bar. That's something that I didn't always realize, but then I did. Whether I'm at a bar or at a restaurant, sitting at the bar to eat is really nice, especially if you're by yourself. But even if you're with another person, it's a cool thing to do. You really get to interact with the staff, and it's comfortable.
It's always before I had kids, when I lived in El Paso, I'd have like one night off, and we my wife and I would go out to dinner. It's always where I'd want to go sit. Always like sit at the bar because I just love watching what's going on, and I'm terrible. My wife hates when we go out to eat. I'm an eavesdropper. Yeah. I'm like, she's talking to me, and I'm like listening to I'm watching the server. I'm like watching what's going on. She's like, I'm over here. But I'm it's like hospitality, right? Like I'm always, my mind and my vision is always very wide.
You got to do that, right? Because you got to notice that, hey, they're waving me down over here. They're needing something or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know.
That guy doesn't look happy.
You got to take social cues.
Yeah.
My staff hates it. I'll be sitting at bar, I'll be sitting somewhere talking, and I watch a plate go by me, and I can tell it's missing a garnish, or that's not the right portion or whatever. And so it's what you got to be. You just got to always be paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, wow, that's really something. And what would you say is like the main thing people order whenever they come to the Hayden?
I mean, I definitely think, obviously, the pastrami sandwich, as we talked about a few minutes ago. We've got a really good barbacoa omelet.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
it is really good.
To me, kind of marries the diner. I mean, you got to have a good omelet. I mean, you got to have a great omelet. It marries.
Is that purely San Antonio, or is that I don't know. I didn't only know barbacoa as a Tex-Mex meal, but is that
No, it's very Mexican too. I mean, when I go visit my wife's family, I mean, they have they go on the weekend and they'll buy barbacoa by the kilo.
Okay.
And you buy barbacoa and you get.
And so that's where you got the idea to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't grow up, as a Jewish kid and a white kid in North Dallas. We did not eat barbacoa on the weekends.
Well, I didn't think so. But I thought, well, maybe
totally not a thing. No. So I think living in El Paso and obviously down here, it's huge too.
Yeah.
So it's a very Mexican, south of the border, thing, and it's kind of that. Is a perfect example, I think, marrying, obviously my wife's culture and then the South Texas culture, which even if you're not from Mexico, you live in San Antonio, you live by the border, you grow up eating, barbacoa is just a thing. I think marrying it with a really good omelet is a perfect,
brilliant idea,
perfect mix. So those are my favorites, and we have, I think, our take on a chicken and waffle. Is super fun.
Yeah. I had that the other day. In fact, I took some home. My wife loved it. So
Oh, good. Okay. So we do a potato latke, and I was eating at a place called Friedman's in L.A. And it's changed concepts, but it was a Jewish diner, and they made a potato latke, which is what we eat for Hanukkah. It's fried in oil, which symbolizes the oil, which is the symbolization for Hanukkah, and it's a potato latke. So it's basically like a hash brown.
I was going to say, it's kind of a hash brown.
But it's got onion in it, so it's a little different. And it's obviously got salt, pepper, and a little binder of flour and egg. And we put that as our waffle. So instead of being a yeasted sweet waffle, it's a salty waffle. And then we have our chicken that we brine in pickle juice and buttermilk on top. And then in the apple sauce, we do a bourbon apples. And then we have to put sour cream on it because sour cream and apples are just a classic combination. Yeah. And that's kind of our take on it. And so people obviously never had a latke before, just know it as a really delicious chicken and waffle.
Very cool.
And so those are kind of our three. And we do great. I love smoked whitefish dip, and we have a kick-ass smoked whitefish dip, really really good, as well. And we make our own lox, and and go on and on. But those are kind of my favorites.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, you used to have a second location. I think it was in the Alon. Is
the
that
Alon Market? Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you close that? Just recently, I think.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Okay. How come? What happened? Why? That seems like that would be a great location, especially Jewish food, and you're right there in in Alon HEB and that other the synagogue down the street. What happened? Why did you close that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the same thing. I mean, on paper, it seemed like a perfect fit, and we opened a couple years ago, and honestly, at about probably 3 or 4 months in is when I think it was like before the election and things were, economic factors. And I mean, I talked to obviously a bunch of friends in the restaurant business and hospitality. And I mean, the last, year and a half, things have slowed down.
Yeah.
Really, they really have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had, some managers that probably weren't great fits. I had some employees that weren't great fits. And, having 2 locations, it's hard. I mean, I don't have any partners. It's, right now it's just myself, and I got great people, but they're not an owner. And it's that different mentality when you're, what do you do when no one's watching you?
Yep.
And finding good people, whether it's slow or busy.
It's got to be terrifying.
That scares
You're
the life.
leaving your baby with somebody else.
That's the hardest part. And I'm a control freak. And, you're not building a great business if it is built around you being there 24/7. And we had good people, but they're, like I said, they're not owners. And, some of the complaints about service or food, people go in, but it was amazing. And then people go in and say it was not good. And it's the same staff, same everything.
Everything's
but whether
the same.
someone didn't show up, whether someone didn't prep it correctly, whatever it was, and it was just getting inconsistent.
Yeah.
And then, you fix it, but sometimes people don't come back. Sometimes we're also a little hidden in that parking lot. So sometimes people don't know you're there, or they give you a chance and they kind of forget about you and they don't come back. And it just wasn't as consistent as I needed to be. It was never dead. But I mean, to make money in the restaurant business, you really have to be busy all the time and
Margins
consistently
are so small.
busy all the time, right? And then when you're open at dinner, and we would have a Thursday night that would be crazy busy. The next Thursday would be half as busy. And then
But
staff.
that's
staff,
just a restaurant business.
Yeah.
It's so odd. I talk to people all the time that say, yesterday we were busy from the time we opened to the time we closed. Today we don't have one customer.
Yeah,
it happens all the time.
And and then customers come in and they don't see the other side of it. They're like, why don't you have enough people? Well, we did, and then and then you're balancing my. Obviously it costs me the money to have employees, but also like they need to make money. So I'm trying to be conscious of. I don't want to overstaff because they want to make money, and I hate the way the American restaurant business model and tipping.
With the tip, yeah.
Everyone's tried different things. It's just I don't think we're going to change that. I think we are willing to pay for a menu price of things, and if we try to build in the 20% gratuity on it, people get sticker shock. And I just do not think people have tried it smarter than me. I mean, Danny Myers obviously tried it a bunch of places, and it's really hard. It's really hard to do. We're just so conditioned the way it is, and so it's a constant battle. It's constant. It's a delicate balance every day of like how many people, not too many people, and then I don't want to be the owner that cuts people when it's slow because people got bills to pay.
Yeah, then they get mad.
If you're a full-time employee, I need to give you as close to full-time as I possibly can. It's not your fault that we're slow as long as you're doing your thing. So you cut them a little bit, but it's also like we've all got families. We've all you got to be respectful of each other.
Yeah. You got to do what you can to keep them.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like it doesn't work with every type of food, but it seems like the model where you go up and order at the counter is more and more popular right now because that way you don't have to have that full staff to serve.
I just got back from Seattle. Went to Vancouver and Seattle, and their minimum wage, I think I looked it up, it's maybe 17.
Yeah.
Right. And we're obviously $7.25, I think, here.
Yeah.
But everywhere I went, I could tell it used to be people would come to you, and now there's either a tablet or you go to the counter because some cities have tip credits where your employee makes tips, you can pay them less, and some of them have you pay them. So there, I think everyone's making $17 an hour. You can't have an entire sea of servers because I mean, obviously, it's the same thing. We're all like it's the same thing, right? So they've got a few people in the back, and so you don't get great service. You bust your own thing, but you're also everyone's
Such
paying at
a
a tablet
difficult
now,
thing.
so you're tipping.
Yeah.
And this is the big thing right now, right? Like everywhere I go, I ordered a tablet, and I'm still tipping 20% because I'm used to this. I want everybody to make money, but I'm not really getting service.
Right.
So it's like why are you? It's like you should tip, of course, but it's just a different. Like my servers are making that, but they're hustling and running, and that's just how we build it. And some people, you go to a coffee shop, and people tip. Some people are upset about tipping at all, and some people still tip 20, 30%. So it's just we're all trying to figure this out. And it's kind of the ball game is changing, and it's tough.
It is. Yeah, that's kind of the I guess the curse of having a high wage is then it's less employees because the owner can't afford to pay high wages and have the same staff that you had before.
No, exactly right. And then, and then like I said, some customers don't mind it, and some customers want to sit down. If you're with a big group and you want to just hang out with your friends and be waited on. But if you're with a group and you're, half of you go up to order and you're getting food at one time and then your other friends show up and you're getting food at a different time and then you want to get a drink or I don't want to go wait back in line. So then, it hurts sales because if no one's around to help you and you want the extra drink, you're not going to get a big extra drink because you don't want to wait in line. So there's like everything in life, right? There's pluses and minuses of how to do it, and there's no perfect way to do it.
There's no perfect way to do it. Yeah. Wow, that's something. All right, well, let's stop here and take a break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll learn more about the Hayden, and we'll be right back. Susie, one of our biggest audience members is restaurant owners or people that are thinking about getting into restaurants, and from talking to them, the biggest issue they have in running a restaurant is their POS system.
Absolutely. It's such an important, of course, part of being a restaurant owner.
Yeah, and some of them they're just these big behemoth software companies that do so much it just gets... San Antonio POS is who we recommend because San Antonio POS is locally owned, locally managed, and you get local service.
Absolutely. I mean, we've heard some restaurant owners who have been in such a pickle. They've needed to get a representative out there to fix something on their POS system because it is so important, and they haven't been able to get a hold of somebody or get somebody out there. They'll tell them it's 3 days before we can get somebody out there, and that is not workable. Where with San Antonio POS, because they are local, they're there and ready to help.
They're right away. San Antonio POS uses SkyTab, which is a software that was made for the hospitality industry, and it has everything you already want. But the first thing that our friend David Dyken that owns San Antonio POS, he'll come out and he'll sit with you and find out exactly what your processes are and design it for your restaurant.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, because we are really picky about who we work with, even sponsors, we want to make sure that, they are...
You're not picky. You work with me.
Yeah. I'm very picky.
All right.
But David is amazing. He has a heart like we do, as far as the restaurant owners go, where he really cares and he goes in there. He wants the restaurant to succeed.
And he's been doing this more than 30 years, so he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, exactly.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about San Antonio POS is that system is there's no hidden costs.
That's right.
So a lot of different systems, they charge for their gift cards, they charge for loyalty programs, they charge for all of those different types of things where it's all included.
Yeah, and not only that, right now they have a special. If you have a San Antonio POS put into your system, afterwards, you'll get $5,000 back. That helps to cover the cost for your training, helps cover the cost of any downtime that you had while switching. It really is a great opportunity.
It is a great program. Exactly, yeah. So David Dyken is the individual that you want to get a hold of. He owns San Antonio POS, and as we said, amazing fella. And you can go to his website. Alan, his phone number is
210-723-6075.
Make sure you say that San Antonio Restaurants or the Flavors of Texas sent you.
That's right. And you can also go to our website, which is theflavorsoftexas.com. Scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see a banner that says San Antonio POS. Click on that, and it takes you right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. And we are back. And today we have Adam Lampinstein of the Hayden. And what is the address of the Hayden?
4025 Broadway.
There you go, 4025 Broadway. It's just about a block south of Hildebrand on Broadway. And what's your hours, or what are you open?
So that was that other part of my strategy, I think, when we closed Alon, was like, we gotten busier at Broadway. And let's just make that, let's tighten it up. Let's make it the best we can be. And let's extend our hours. Because I'd always be there working on Mondays. And the phone would constantly ring.
Yeah, people trying to come in.
And a lot of local places, understandably, Mondays are slow. And so that's usually the day that they're closed. And we're kind of on a weird stretch of Broadway where there's not a lot of stuff around us. And so let's open on Mondays. And let's open up earlier. So we used to first we started opening at 9, then we're open at 10. But I'm like, we're not going to get the people that drop their kids off at school, that want to have a meeting in the morning, or come grab something to eat or come study or whatever if we're open at 10 o'clock. It's kind of a little bit too late. So we started opening at 8. So now we're open on Mondays. So we're open every day from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Sundays, because brunch is just a monster, like everybody, after brunch. Like I'm not getting any employees to stay and work that night on after brunch on Sunday.
Yeah.
We just get wrecked. We're closed at 3 on Sundays.
Oh, good for you.
So
That's
I do
good.
have Sunday nights off.
Do you take a day off or just whenever you can?
I mean, usually weird. It's kind of our busiest day, but we have most employees. Like usually Saturday's my day. I have like 1 day off.
Good for you.
I know.
Wow, it's a dream for
Trust me, I know.
for a restaurant.
I know. Maybe I'll get 2 one of these days.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great idea opening up at 8 o'clock, and because I mentioned earlier, I love breakfast, and so let's talk again about that fried chicken at a latke waffle. Did I say it right? Latke?
Latke, yeah.
And
Latke,
it's basically
yeah,
a hash brown.
It's basically, just a super delicious hash brown, and we do it in a waffle iron. Usually it's like a disc. It's like a patty.
Yeah.
That's for them. We do it in a waffle iron, so you kind of get like nooks and crannies like you get on a waffle.
Right.
And then hopefully, obviously, you ate it and you took it home to your wife, and it was not totally soggy. I mean, it was not the same, but because it was double cooked, so you steam it like a good chef does a good French fry, right? Like twice cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, and then your chicken is so good. I think you said you brine it in buttermilk
Yeah,
and
it's 50-50
pickle.
buttermilk, and we go through obviously as a Jewishish deli, a heck of a lot of pickles. So we got a ton of pickle juice, good pickle juice, right? Dill pickle juice. That's that's the old Chick-fil-A trick. I mean, they pickle brine.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to get it too sour to put it off because we're using it in different applications. But yeah, it's 50-50. It's definitely
So
tender.
you already got the salty, savory hash brown latke, and then you got the chicken, and then on top of that, you're putting apples,
Like a bourbon,
kind of a stewed apple, type of
apples
thing.
on top. Yeah,
oh
with
my
like
gosh,
a honey
so
butter.
Good. What a great combination. Did you come up with that yourself? Was that your idea?
Yeah, I think at this point I don't even remember. I mean,
Take it. Claim it.
I'll
Claim
claim it. I know. No, I don't want to. I think we had a chef, like one of our original chefs. I think had the idea for chicken and waffle. Then over the years we've kind of changed what came on it and how it was done. But I'll give my crew credit over time as a collaboration.
Yeah,
I think.
No, it's a really good idea, and your chicken and biscuits are good. You have kind of a savory biscuit, right? Doesn't have herbs in it.
Yeah, we do one with it's got Monterey Jack and like dried chives in it. It's like and we do a drop biscuit. It's
Are
kind
you
of a big
making the
drop
biscuits
biscuit.
there in-house?
Yeah, we make them
every day?
And then we
Wow.
do make a really good pimento cheese, like a really good pimento cheese. So we put that on the bottom with the chicken, and then we candy pickle jalapenos. So it's like pickle jalapenos, but we make like kind of a simple, cook them down in like kind of a simple syrup.
Okay.
So it's like sweet and tangy and a little bit spicy.
Just a little bit spicy.
Little bit,
They're
yeah.
not crazy at all.
Yeah, no, I'm a gringo, and we get mostly pretty gringo stuff in there. I can't turn the heat up too much.
I used to be able to do it, but I'm an old gringo, so I really it bothers me now. It doesn't work like it used to. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a really good thing. Your bagels and lox. Where do you get your bagels from?
So we get them from Boss Bagel.
Oh, I love Boss Bagel.
They do a Texas size. Yeah, they're good people over there.
Yeah, they're getting ready to open a second location, I think, and then after that a third. Well, they have one at the airport, right?
Yeah.
But they're going to open one, I think in Cibolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's open yet, but that's really cool. That's a great idea.
Yeah, no, they're super nice, and we get bagels delivered, all the time, and we do that. We also make our whitefish sandwich on a bagel, and then people just get all kinds of stuff on bagels.
So it's not just a whitefish; it's a smoked whitefish.
Yeah, it's a super classic,
and it has
deli.
the best flavors. Nothing fishy about it.
Yeah,
so
no,
if somebody
yeah.
is worried about, I'm not sure if I would like that, you're gonna like it.
You're gonna like it. Yeah, no, it's we've gone through we used cod and haddock and lake we use redfish like Texas redfish for a while. Then we couldn't get it, but it's just like a really nice flaky whitefish that you smoke and then you mix it with a little bit of sour cream and a little mayo, like lots of lemon juice and a bunch of herbs, and it's just like a delicious. I mean, it's very classic diner kind of deli, I guess. You go to Russ and Daughters in New York, or you go to a lot of the old school places, and it's like a whitefish dip, and you can get it smeared on a bagel with tomatoes and cucumbers, and it's
Very
awesome.
cool.
It's like we have it as an appetizer, or you can get it as a sandwich.
Yeah. I've had it as the appetizer. It's really, really good. So I'm going to jump off the menu for a minute and talk about your alcohol that you have. You have a full bar.
Yeah, that was always.
And I guess that's the diner part of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
some diners have bars, not all of them.
Yeah, that was always part of, I think, the business plan. I mean, I love breakfast food, but if you're going to be open at night, I mean, any restaurateur knows. I mean, the margins on food are rough. I mean, there's a lot of waste, a lot of labor, a lot of more forgiving numbers on alcohol. And then people want to come in at night, and then if you want to have a cocktail, you want to have a beer, having that to kind of complement the food as well. So, and I always want to have a good happy hour. Mm-hmm. And so and a diner should be open, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, it's just kind of like your all-purpose spot whenever that fits in your schedule, I think.
Yeah.
And so, we've had a bar since the beginning, and I kind of walked that line between a craft cocktail bar and a speed bar. Nobody wants to wait 15 minutes for a cocktail anymore. Nobody wants to pay $15, $20. And it's not what I want at my place.
Actually, if you can find it 15, you might be happy.
I know. At this point,
they're 25 now sometimes.
So we try to everything's between $8 to $12-ish, depending on what it is. So we try to really value's always been very, very important to me.
Do people come in just to have a drink?
Yeah, we've got a ton of regulars. I mean,
really?
I've got a couple. I've got 3 or 4 guys that work across the street that will. I will not name their names if their wives think they're working late, but they probably come in every day at least, and they get they got a certain drink that they get, and we do hot happy hour is definitely a good time, and we have $7 all of our appetizers are $7, so it's and we got great hot dogs.
What
too.
are the hours for your happy hour?
3 to 6.
That's really good.
And we're just rolling out
3
happy hour.
3 o'clock is early, yeah. That's nice.
3's early, yeah. So we're actually starting today, happy hour on Mondays, all night.
Oh, really?
So from 3 to close.
Yeah, very nice. And so say it again. What are some of the things you get for any appetizer?
All of our
$7?
appetizers. So we got an awesome Deli dog, which is like an all beef hot dog. And we get a really good. We get all of our bread from a place called Craftsman in Houston. So it's a pretzel bun hot dog that's awesome. It's got we make our own sauerkraut. It's got pickled peppers and pickled onions, and we make our own mustard spread, like a deli mustard. That's a great one. We just added kind of a gringo dog, which has got make a poblano, like tomatillo salsa with bacon and cheese, kind of like the Mexican wrapped hot dog with, bacon and cheese. We don't put beans on it, but it's got a salsa on it. That's really good.
Yeah.
And obviously smoked whitefish, pimento cheese. We do barbacoa fries.
So tell me about the pimento cheese, because I had that, which it was your biscuit, right? It has the pimento on it, and it was so good. And I guess I've never been into pimento before until I had that. I've had it, but I've never really enjoyed it until I had that.
And I hated it. Growing up, my mom liked it, but she'd buy the crap at the grocery store.
Well, maybe that's why.
Which is just like
maybe
mayo,
that's why I had that.
And it's got... I don't know what the heck it is. I did not like it. It was not my thing. So I think, we've had... Obviously, I think one of my chefs, what I was talking about earlier, this guy Brian Reese, give a shout out to him. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I make a good pimento cheese. I'm like, let's do it.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pickle. We put pepperoncini juice in it. So it's got like pickled pepper juice in it. So it's like not spicy, but it's tangy.
Yeah.
And it's super creamy, and it like works really well on sandwiches because it's not bland. I mean, I don't like bland food. I don't do bland. I'd rather not have it than I'd rather someone say it's too salty, too spicy, too tangy than like it's just bland. I hate bland food. Mm-hmm. I'd rather offend you with what I've got than nothing at all. But so it's a really good pimento cheese. So we do it on sandwiches. We do it on a breakfast sandwich too. Then you also can get it like with our homemade chips, like a chip and dip.
I don't remember if we talked about this or not. Did you go to culinary school?
I went to,
Okay. Where did you go?
In Austin.
Okay,
it was
that's right.
Le Cordon Bleu,
Cordon Bleu
Texas
in
Culinary
Austin.
Academy. Yeah, it's not there anymore, but So I went there like in the kind of early 2000s.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, well, let's talk about your desserts.
So we...
Pie?
So of course, we got pie.
All right.
We get an apple pie from a place called Tootie's, I believe. It's in Texas.
In,
it's
Buda, maybe?
I think it's in Buda,
Yeah.
We have key lime apple pie. I just started talking to, we used to make our own babka, and then I just ran out of the labor to be able to keep up with that. But there's a babka that I started noticing at the
Explain
at the
what
Pearl.
that is, please.
Babka's it's kind of like a sweet, kind of challah brioche, kind of braided dessert, and it's usually filled with chocolate or people do all kinds of different babkas. Mostly it's chocolate. It's like a kind of a braided dessert, and I think we're gonna bring that back with like a coffee ice cream.
Yeah,
it's really good.
That sounds good.
We make our own really good, like it's just chocolate chip cookie, but we've taken a lot of work to make a really good cookie. So we do like a cookie sundae.
See that?
Yeah. So you get apple pie with caramel ice cream. So yeah, I mean desserts are good. We got floats.
Ooh, you have a Basque cheesecake. I never saw. Is it?
So yeah. That's on there. We've actually kind of transitioned because people like the New York classic, like New York cheesecake.
I love a Basque cheesecake, but hardly anybody has it. So Would you have it if I win? Or?
Yeah, you let me know you're coming, and I'll get one ready for you.
All right, man, that is so good. I used to get that. There was for a very short time, there was a restaurant out of Spain down at River Center Mall called Enrique Thomas.
Okay.
And they made a Basque cheesecake that was just incredible. And so, yeah, when I see this, it makes me happy. So I will let you know.
No, they're great, and they're naturally gluten-free because there's no crust, right? So it was a good way to have a gluten-free option on there because that's become. Cool. I mean, we have a lot of requests for gluten-free items.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so cool. So, what do you see in your future? I mean, you just recently closed one restaurant. Would you want another restaurant, or you're kind of going to settle down and be happy with one? I want to,
I think, like I said, tighten up what we've got. I think consistency is the most important thing. It's not what I can do when I'm there. It's like, what can my team do? It's not just food, it's service also. I think, which is, it is a challenge right now. I mean, luckily, we've got really good employees right now. I don't have to worry who's showing up. I've talked to a lot of other restaurant owners, and I follow a lot of people on social media. Hours are getting cut short today because a couple of people called in. And people are posting that on social media. Like it is, these are places that are known, well. And so it is a real challenge. Luckily, I don't have that, but I want to build a consistent business. And I would love to do something else. I think the concept would work. It's just got to be in the right place, Got the right team around you. Got the right team around you, and you got to foster it. It's not one of those things that I think you're not busy, so I didn't spend as much time there as I should have because your other place is busier. Yeah. And obviously at the end of the day, it all falls on me. I mean, it's my business, and you learn, and there's been a lot of very successful people that have closed stuff down. I mean, it's the way it goes. You can't be, and you also, got to be afraid as Kenny Rogers says, like, I don't know when to hold them, when to fold them. And so I think a lot of people hold on to businesses too long.
And then it hurts both.
And I didn't want it to hurt the other. Exactly right. And I got to the point where I was always proud of the food. I think, everything was, when it was going well, people were super happy and they loved it. But I just kind of felt to the point where I could not keep kind of putting my finger in the dam, holding it up, and it was kind of hurting the other business. And I did, like I said, I didn't want them both to go down. And I kind of felt like at this point, I want to tighten up what I'm doing so I can do another one, and I can be smart about it.
So if you open up something else, would it be a deli, or would you? A diner, or do you want to kind of do something different?
I've had other ideas. I mean, I love to. When I moved to San Antonio, I did my MBA at UTSA and commercial real estate. So I would love to do some kind of development. I think, if you own your own property,
that's huge.
You as a restaurant owner, I mean, we put tons of money into someone else's space, and then once it doesn't work or we move it, you can't take most of it with you. Yeah. So finding something where you can, invest, and then if it doesn't work out, you've got the space for someone else to come in, or you can do something else would be great.
Yeah.
But I think San Antonio is, it's growing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming downtown, and I think having a diner downtown, I think, would be really smart.
I do too. I do too.
I definitely want to be in densely populated areas. I mean, I definitely think numbers are important. I mean, you just need people around you. You need people to find you. And with competition, tougher and tougher now. I mean, that's just cutting through all the noise and letting people discover you and find you. Because there's a lot of great places. If you don't know about it, you don't know about it.
That's right. Yeah. That's my job.
That's your job. That's right. You got in social media now, and like you and I were talking kind of before we went on the air about AI, and Google, and Google is where to be found, and now you're asking AI. You did a little demo, asking AI where to go, and she talked back to you.
Yes.
And how do you make sure that you are found by the bots or however behind the sines? Like how you optimize your website, how you.
It's critical.
Word of mouth is important, but people come in town and they don't know anybody. How do those people find you?
Yeah.
So you just got to be, and everyone's looking somewhere different.
That.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Well, very good. Well, I love that on your sign it doesn't say just the Hayden; it's world famous Hayden.
Yeah, it's kind of a little tongue in cheek, kind of.
Where did that come from, Hayden? I didn't ask you that. The name Hayden.
I need to make up a really cool story with it. But my middle name is Hayden.
Oh, okay.
And my folks live in Georgetown, and there's a restaurant there, an old diner that has been super famous for a while called The Monument.
Okay.
And if everybody go through Georgetown would have heard of The Monument. And I thought
Georgetown, Texas?
Georgetown, Georgetown, Texas. Okay. Yeah, north of Austin. And I always thought the idea for I don't want it to be Hayden's. I don't want it to be about me or around. I just want it to be, and I never used the word Hayden before. Growing up, Adam, I just used to my name. And then as I got older, I'm like, I kind of like the name Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden's a cool name.
And I kind of wanted to kind of change my name, start calling me Hayden. But once you start, you're 18 years old, you've gone by this forever, and you changing, you ain't changing, your name or what your nickname is. So I'm like, I'm going to use it someday. And so I figured this is a good time to use it.
I knew a guy in high school. His name was Mike Brown. But sometime in high school, he found out he was adopted, and his birth name was actually Don Lejeune. So he changed his name to Don Lejeune. He went from Mike Brown to Don Lejeune.
In high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Oh,
so
wow.
you could do it. You're going to be Hayden from now on.
Never too late. You can call me Hayden. You can call me Hayden, yeah.
So cool. So cool. Well, thank you for being here today. This has been a lot of fun. And, man, I love your restaurant. If you have not been to the Hayden, you need to go. They have wonderful breakfast, lunch, dinner. Go get that barbacoa omelet. That's incredible. That's your own brainchild. And so, people need to go and check it out.
Yeah, it's a little. It's familiar but different. That's kind of like that way. I always I coined a phrase when I was driving a while ago. I'm like, thoughtful, not overthought.
Oh,
and so
I
I think
that.
Our food's thoughtful and our drinks are thoughtful. But at the end of the day, you want a burger.
Yeah.
You want a burger.
You want a burger.
You want an old fashioned. I want to give you an old fashioned. I want to make it as delicious as I can make it and put a little spin, but not too much. Because at the end of the day, you want it to be familiar. That's why you go to a diner. It's comfort. I don't want to lose that part of it.
Love that. Love it. All right. Well, Adam, thank you for being here.
I appreciate your time. Thanks for having me.
All right. So, everyone, the Hayden can be found on Broadway. It is 4025 Broadway, just on a little bit south of Hildebrand. Great place. Go check it out. And tell all your friends about this podcast, by the way. We need to let everyone know about where they can come to find out where to go eat, because we have some great local restaurants. All right. Well, everyone, tell your friends about the podcast, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.